Hello, my stamping friends. This is Renae Novak at BlessedByCards.com. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in the United States, and I'm here today with another Weekly Wednesday video. Today, we're going to create a fun fold card, and this fun fold is a gatefold with an additional 2 panels, one on the top and one on the bottom. But if you can see underneath here, it's the traditional gatefold card. I started with an evening evergreen card base that measures 5.5 by 8.5, and it's scored at 2 1/8 and 6 1/8. And all of these measurements, that all of the supplies that I use today, will be available at BlessedByCards.com in a free PDF download. So let's get started. So the first thing you're going to need is a piece of evergreen cardstock that measures 5.5 by 8.5, and you're going to score it at 2 1/8 and 6 1/8. Or another way to do that, and let me bring in this cherry cobbler, is if you score it at 2 1/8 and then you fold and burnish it with a bone folder, and then you can simply fold the other end to meet your gatefold in the center. That way it's exactly in the center. Or you can score it at 6 3/8 and then kind of just fudge it to make sure it fits. All cardstocks are cut just slightly different, so sometimes it's better, in my opinion, if you score one side and then meet it together to get a perfectly folded gatefold. And so for ours today, we're using the evergreen, and I have already stamped using the Peaceful Deer snowflakes, and I stamped those in the craft white ink. And then what we're going to do is we're going to decorate the front of that card. And so we're going to need some cardstock, and the cardstock that I'm using is cherry cobbler as my accent. I used a layer of evening evergreen and then some designer series paper from the Christmas Tidings pack. So what we're going to do is we're going to create this card with these 2 little fun openings on the gatefold side. And that's how it's going to kind of open, is like that. And so again, this is from the Christmas Tidings paper pack, and I just layered them up, cherry cobbler, evening evergreen, and the designer series paper. And then I stamped on basic white in the evening evergreen. I stamped the Merry Christmas from For Unto Us. I cut it out with a tasteful label die, and then I cut a scalloped circle with cherry cobbler using the layering circles. And that's what we're going to put on our greeting here. The other thing I did was I stamped the Elegant Evergreen Tree, and I fussy cut that tree out because there's not a framelit that goes with that. But I fussy cut that out to get the tree, and we're going to put that right alongside here. Now, let me just give you a tip with fussy cutting. First of all, the best tip would be get a good pair of scissors. And I love our little paper snips because they're so easy to handle. Now what I like to do is I don't want to get too close, but in order to get a good cut, if you notice, I'm just wiggling my paper. I'm not really cutting per se like that. I am just got my scissors there, and I'm just gently rocking it back and forth. I'm actually moving the paper and not the scissors. And so then you can see, let me do that again on this side. So you'll see, you can get it as close as you want, but I'm just wiggling the paper, and then I'm moving my scissors down, and I'm, again, just kind of wiggling, and that makes it really quick. And you want to leave a little bit of a white border because you don't want it to be too close, then it looks like you've trimmed it all off. And that's how I fussy cut my tree. Okay, then I put a few Stampin' Dimensionals to pop on the back. And then we're just going to layer this together. So let me grab some snails. So probably the trickiest part of this would be make sure when you're adhering these little panels that you're going to only glue on the one side and glue on the other. You don't want to close your card completely. So you can either use the snail adhesive or you can use the liquid glue, but again, just apply the glue on one side and then line it up where you want it. Give it a good firm burnish. And again, the same thing on this one. So you want this side to have the adhesive. So you just stick that on there. And then you kind of decide where you want it, how much of a gap you want in your opening, and adhere that down. And then I'm just going to grab my little tree, pull off my dimensionals, and put that tree right down there. And then I'm just going to put the Merry Christmas tag right on the inside next to that tree, peeking out just a bit. Okay. And that's how quick and easy that fun fold goes together with the double-sided openings. Now I think that with the evening evergreen, that tree is really lovely. I'm going to grab my evening evergreen ink and my tree from the Evergreen Elegance. I always get that name messed up. Evergreen Elegance. I think I'm just going to stamp a tree on the inside as well. Just going to put that right down there. Then I'm going to grab the little star that's also from that set. And I'm going to grab some Daffodil Delight. And we're going to sauce up a nice star for the top of that tree. And then, of course, you can put whatever greeting you want or whatever sayings you want, or you can just write a personal message on the inside. So that is how quick and easy this fun fold gate card with a double, I don't know what to call this, a double latch, I guess. So that is the weekly Wednesday video for today. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give me a thumbs up and be sure to share with your friends. Subscribe to my channel so you don't miss any future videos. And until next time, be blessed.